Guys, it's one of those mornings.
Whoops.
It's one of those mornings. Literally seconds before this, I was supposed to start it. Dr. Pepper. All over because she spilled her Dr. Pepper.
Yep, I'm cleaning it off a computer mouse right now. Luckily, it was only in about like a 6-inch area, and it didn't go... it didn't go over Ainsley's area. So I'm mostly caffeine free and no high caffeine content, but this morning I needed one because I'm dragging that bad, guys.
Yeah, and I also obviously have one. I did save it for you guys to be able to hear my
little satisfying
opening. So we'll do our satisfying opening. That was pretty good.
Good thing you didn't do that before the sound wasn't on.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, so just little things here and there, all over the place.
I feel like that's always, but it's not a Monday anymore. What's our excuse? It's Friday.
It's Friday, and we've had a whole
week
to get
right?
through.
Oh, yeah. So, I love what you did with the projects this week. I feel like they're a really unique take on beachy, and they feel like way more beach girl than they do mermaid. So yeah, it's kind of a fun, different way to do ocean.
The thing is, too, because I was thinking, because I knew I wanted to do some wire element, I was thinking, I want it to feel kind of like seaweedy and more like elementy. And it's interesting, it turned out, as you said, like ocean tide pools.
Yes.
All the different stuff together. I think the colors are really beautiful and unique. Yeah, but so just the main thing that I did start this project around, though, is we ordered these beads to do projects with, but somebody did not check the size of the beads. And we have a bunch of massive beads, really large beads, as you can tell.
Wait, should I grab a handful of them so that you can?
A handful is going to be 6 beads, guys.
Let me grab a handful.
So, we legitimately have ginormous beads here. If you guys want the pink version of the necklace, if it's really important to you, let us know.
Because we can always do it in
we
pink
could just
too,
always
right?
give you guys the pink one instead.
So you're like, what the heck am I going to do with this? What the heck?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, obviously we're going to have to use these. Let me get one of them. And
they're beautiful. They're iridescent and gorgeous.
They are. It just needs to be a focal point. So what can I do with this to really make it unique and interesting? And that's where the wire came into play. And I think it came out really great. I think it's a really fun project. And I think it's kind of a cool use of a larger bead. So I think you should try using a wire on your larger beads to kind of do wraps and fun designs on them. Because I did, and I'm the best.
She's baiting Corian again. Do you know that on Friday, she was like, I heard what Ainsley said. And she's like, I appreciate what you said, where you're the best at both, at what you each do. And I told Corian, I'm like, she is so baiting you.
I'm a little bit of a rage baiter.
Yes, just for fun.
I am a little devious sometimes. Corian will tell you that I was really evil, but no, not really. I think she just brought that side out of me.
She's like, you're like, only with you, hun. All in good fun though.
But it's a sign of really good trust that you can be a little evil with somebody.
Because you're just like, I know you're not going to take this seriously. I know you're not going to think that, right? Think anything of it because I'm being playful.
Yes.
Where some people would be really hurt about that, or just take it really seriously. And definitely she does not.
Yeah.
so fun.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So we will get into this soon. Also, I thought it was really fun that I got to use this element here, which
You should at least put one of them on.
So we have one done, one not done, because I will tell you what happened. What are the odds of this? I grabbed 2 of these to bring to the studio here. 2 blanks to make earrings. Because I'm like, oh, this is not something I'm going to mess up. Like,
Right, and this was out of a large bag, right?
Yes, out of a large bag.
Like a bulk bag.
A really big bag. I just reach in there, grab out 2. Well, one of the ones that I grabbed out was very misstamping.
There was a misstamp one, which,
as you can tell,
obviously before we ship to you guys, we sort any of those out.
But I just happened to grab the misstamp one, so I could only complete...
It was like the only misstamp one in the bag.
Yes. I could only complete one of the earrings. I have the other one 90% done because I went back to the house and I, used my this one. Your design tip is use the first one you make as a blank. Do the hammering after you do
as
all
a
the hole
template,
punches.
right? Yeah.
But also, this project didn't want to come easy. And when I'm trying to do these hole punches, I'm like, what is wrong with this? Like, this is so hard. It's so hard to punch. What is going on here? And I eventually noticed it says paper written on the handle. And the one hole punch she had in her office, because she's like, yeah, I couldn't find it earlier either, besides the other one, which would have been the wrong size, was messed up.
It's a bad...
I had to use my
It was a broken tip one, so I used it as a paper punch.
Strength every single time, and it could have been like boop, 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 but I was like,
I don't even know where that punch could have gone. I'm like, did someone borrow a tool from my workbench again? But Xavier is away at camp, so it couldn't have been him, and your dad knows not to take anything. So I don't know.
But yeah.
It's probably like underneath a tray or something.
But I will give this to her because now all she has
You
to
want me
do
to put it together and duplicate
is
it?
make the little chain swags.
Well, no, that might be fun. I'll make the chain swags, but I think you should show the assembly.
Well, it's already mostly
But yeah,
assembled.
I will make. I'm gonna do those.
Just count the length, and it should be going down by either 1 or 2 in the lengths.
Yeah.
Here's this, guys. This is our. I like to use this a lot to count or to hold it and do measurements because there will be 2.
Perfect.
If you have 2 of the same length, then it can make it easier. And no, I don't think she had a screw-down hole punch at her office.
Okay,
and it would have taken longer anyway.
That one is half broken too. Because if you've ever tried to punch zinc with it, it can break the punch. I think that happened to Candy maybe. Because we had for a little bit in Hobby Lobby, we used to cast a few things in zinc. And we stopped doing that just because the pewter's so much easier to work with. But we had some plated items that were cast in zinc, and they're way harder to punch. But yeah, I will cut these chain things for you.
Little chain swags.
We'll let you do like maybe this pearl or something like that.
But yeah, I thought it was an interesting little tidbit of the week.
Candy, I think the feed looks good to me. She's asking if anybody else has a blurry feed, but I think it looks pretty good on my end today.
But yeah, what is everyone most excited for? Also, we did use terracotta bead, and we will get to paint this. Yeah, but it's super duper.
I love the corally elements that you did.
Uber easy.
I love the paint techniques, and then the wire on your jellyfish pendant, like how you did that.
This thing. It kind of reminds
Yes.
me of a squid, personally.
Oh yeah, so it could be jellyfish or a squid.
It wasn't really intended to be that way. I did think about doing jellyfish earrings with the bead cap, but we've done that a lot.
Yeah.
And so I just didn't want to do something that felt like a repeat. And so I decided to glue them together. So you'll notice it says 2 bead caps, not 1 bead. Because they are glued together, guys. Take a wild guess what they're glued together with. Which I didn't bring, otherwise I would show you. We didn't remember to bring Loctite. Because we are fresh out. I used every ounce I could without taking this apart.
Maybe we should try that. Maybe we could show it if I try to disassemble it off camera. Lori Theobald showed that on DIY with Vintage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
So
that's how I knew. Overall, I would say the most challenging part of these is just going to be your wire. Also, I'm obsessed with the bracelet personally with the violet petals because it is so easy to make. Like, it's very stately, but also just like very, very easy to make. Some jump rings, a little bit of paint, and you're ready to go. Which in my book is like amazing. Also, this look amazing over top of this. So cute.
On top of your shirt.
Yeah.
You might as well load up with the rest of the jewelry and show it off while I'm doing this.
The only issue is you have to put it on me.
Oh.
Dun, dun.
Okay.
Servant.
I still think it's so funny, the app synopsis of what was going on in that one clip.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Assistant refuses to get paintbrush.
Stop.
As if I'm your assistant, you're my assistant. The other way around.
Cute. And then we have another bracelet.
Ooh, Candy says, I want one of those large pink beads. How can I order one? So let me do this. I will go in and make a variant and say whether it is blue or pink. Ooh, it's a little warm in here. Are you warm?
You have the AC.
Yeah, let me turn it on.
Looks so cute. I love like a little chunky action. Super fun. We have a cuff today. So we'll put her on. Fun fact about me, I used to get made fun of for my pointy ears as a baby. I just was noticing that my ears looked pretty pointy in the camera there for a second, so.
They were just a little floppy when you were a baby. So they're not as pointy now as they were then because they kind of stuck out a little bit.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Well, your grandpa was like, she's such a pretty baby, but her ears. I'm like, I like them, Dad. I think they're unique, and I think that she's just the prettiest ever.
I'm just a fairy. Thank you.
And then your cousins that are much older, and they were like, when we first came to the area, because they stayed with my parents for a little while, they were like, I just, noticed her ears first, but then she's such a pretty baby that I don't even notice them anymore. So, yep. You're not joking. She grew into them nicely.
Yeah, I did grow into them nicely. They are round, they just look kind of pointed at certain angles.
Yeah. Okay. I am trying to master task. She says, you are the result of fairies.
Thank you, Peggy.
Yes. They put a little bit of fairy spice in the mix. Ooh.
It's because we're Celtic.
Yes.
And we probably have some fairy blood mixed into us
Ooh.
because we are Celtic, and that is very normal.
Wait, if Doug is on here watching, you should bring up what you found in our family history.
Oh yeah, I was digging through our family history, just for fun, just going as far back as I could, like going down
just tracing
different
the
lines.
Line back.
And I got far enough back back to when Scotland, which is where my mom's side of the family is from, and like the early formation of Scotland. So before the formation of Scotland, our family was from like kings and queens, and so like I think it was like one of the princes maybe moved to Scotland, and they like had like around that time where the country was forming, they were like royalty, maybe royal blood, because they were like knightage or stuff like that, like still holding positions of power, but in the Scottish country instead of Ireland anymore.
I feel like anybody that goes back far enough, there's some sort of notable person that they're related to somewhere along the
there's
line,
a lot
right?
of very notable Scottish like lords and chiefs that we're related to.
So kind of fun.
Back in the day. Down one of the lines. Not the Mascoutin Indian.
Yes, not that one. Which, that one, anybody would look at our very, very, very pale countenance and say, that DNA got edited out somewhere in there. In spirit, right? In spirit, we have that DNA still in there somewhere. But yeah, Doug has done a tremendous amount of work on our family history. He is the torchbearer. My mom used to be the one that did that, and she passed that along to him. But, so you have everything on, except for these earrings that I'm frantically trying to finish. And sometime before the live ends, before we're finished, I will go in and make the pink version. We'll probably add a photo later of the pink bead.
Doug said definitely diluted.
Definitely diluted, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a friend that I grew up with. I, as a kid, thought that she was Native American 'cause she had very dark features, like long, dark black hair, brown eyes, like a unique pigment to her skin, a unique tone. Later on, as like when I was no longer a child and I like knew her better, she told me that she was Polish, and I was like, oh, so like then I assumed this is what Polish people normally look like.
Was that Kaya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I assume that's what Polish people normally look like, and then I later learned, like, no, Polish people are usually blonde and don't typically have, like, dark hair like that, and I was like, do you think your dad is Jewish or something?
Yeah, it could be like Askasani or whatever.
Because of,
maybe.
You know, the war, and
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, maybe, but, like, you know, like, if you were, like, to be back in that time, it would be a lot better to be Polish than it would be to
right.
Jewish.
Well, just for safety reasons,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you finish. I've done like most of these guys, and I'm gonna let you finish out the construction of this and then model it. So just so they don't have to be bored with it, but then we do get some of that demo. So we'll start off with that. Okay.
Can I have the other earring back?
Yes. Yes, you may. Okay, let me see what we've got. Other comments that we haven't addressed yet. Ooh, somebody earlier was asking about if Janet was saying, have you seen all the different flavors of Dr. Pepper? They're all good. Every single one of it.
Yeah,
This is my choice for if you're not going to the McDonald's drive-thru. This is the best is when it's canned. The tall boy ones.
Yeah, it is the best.
So we're on our way this morning. We left a little early so we'd have time to drop in the gas station, and I told Ainsley she was a queen for finding this version for me.
So I just count them. I usually...
Are you on both?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right.
And then I usually just... like to do it like this, personally. She was hooking it on and then doing it. That's not my method. And these are all incremented by 1. So you go 3 to 7.
I did most of the others that way, but then I was like, ooh, I can just, if I just hold it up there, then I can count it easier. Hold it taut. Taut.
I don't think it's taunt. Right?
Taut. No N. Taut. I hold it taut. That's why I emphasized it, because I was like, ooh, that's another Ainsleyism. Did you guys see that little nose wrinkle there? The I don't believe you one? Back me up, guys.
No,
She believed
I
me.
do believe you. It's just really obnoxious.
You don't prefer to be corrected? What? That's not your MO?
No, it's just I don't like my reality that I know it as it has been defined by me in my own world is shifted.
Yeah.
And it's not about...
There was a word that, and this is probably the only time this has ever happened. Like, this is one instance that Wendy would use, and I was like, is that the meaning, or is that a word? Because it seemed like a double negative word. It just didn't fit. It's disingenuous. And she would use it a lot. And I was like, that just doesn't sound right. And I looked it up, and it totally is a word. And it's the way she was using it was totally correct. And I was like, ew, I don't like that word. So it's funny that you say that, because I have experienced that before too.
And then for our pearl, we do hang it on the back side with another jump ring. And so we're just going to hook this in here.
Yeah, that's maybe not necessarily as straightforward how those things are put together.
And
so that's
you
a good
just
demo.
go through the back side and through the jump ring to make sure that that is going to be a little dangle there. And then we have another earring. This is hammered as well. If you couldn't tell, it does not come hammered. I hammered it so I could invert them, and they
You
would
could show
look
them the Miss Stamp one versus that one.
exactly the same. You know, and they're mirrored. Otherwise, well, here's our Miss Stampin' one. But otherwise, this would be like, there'd be one like this and one like that, and I wanted them to look the same.
You could throw that. You could
Full screen.
chuck that out of your way if you want.
And we'll put these earrings on so you guys can get a good view of the hoard.
Wait, is that a word, Doug? Irregardless?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that one. I don't like this either. I don't like that one either. It's a bad word. Peggy says, but wouldn't you rather be corrected than continue to be wrong?
I don't know about that.
Not sure.
Because the thing is about being corrected is I will be corrected, but I will not remember, right? I'm not going to remember, and so I know I'm going to go around.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Saying it weird and wrong, and I'm going to do it anyway, and then it's going to be the same exact result, except for I was blissfully unaware, and I didn't have to hear that.
That's funny.
So.
All right, let's do our full-on preview of the jewelry. Actually, I think it shows better on the other ear because your hair is tucked back a little bit more. Yeah, cute. Ooh, I love those. Those are my jam.
Also, we do have the
They're nice and big, and oh yeah, actually, can you tuck your, there you go. Those look so cute together too. They're so like easy breezy, and they are light, even with all those different chain dangles.
And then we have our necklace.
So pretty. Love it. And this is reading under this view, it's reading more mossy. The camera likes to make it more moss, but it's a way more blue-green.
Then we have our...
I can go a little lower with that too to show. So this to me, tell me in the comments, do you think this looks like a squid, an octopus, or a jellyfish? Which one do you think? I think it could be any of them.
But that is the
And-
full look.
And
I
your
think
bracelets?
everything pairs super well together.
So pretty. And these, so I'm always helping like come up with a unique title for the day. And those were one of the reasons that I did tide pool, because you get anemones growing in tide pools. And those flowers reminded me of anemones. And I love how you did like the corally and all of those kind of sea collection colors there as well. Perfect. Ooh, okay. So Jean says, I love the sparkly silver. And Candy says jellyfish. Jean says octopus.
But
And
all
Peggy said all
mentioned.
mentioned. Yeah, I think it really could read either way. Ooh, Doug says, irregardless is an informal, non-standard word used to mean regardless, despite everything without being affected by something. It is widely considered a mistake or an error in formal writing and speech. Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't think I ever really say irregardless.
No, I don't either. Because, well, obviously, it doesn't seem like it fits with the rules. That's why I'm like, why would you say disingenuous when you could just say ingenuous? Like, it didn't make logical sense to me. But there are so many things in the English language that don't make logical sense. That's why so many people that are English second language people, they're just like, why? Why
did you
these
do
rules? It's horrible.
Just grateful it's not my
I think,
second
though,
language.
I
I'm
think-
glad it's my first language.
I think you have a higher language aptitude than either your dad or I, because I really struggle with the Gaelic. It's hard for me to remember it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's very like makes sense.
Yeah. But that's the tie-in with what we were talking earlier, because that's why you wanted to learn Gaelic, right? Because it's a dead language.
Yes. It's not a dead language, it's just like...
And it's a dying language.
It's a dying language, and, you know, it is dying because of British occupation. Obviously, the UK is now... Scotland is now part of the UK, and so for a time it was illegal for them to be able to actually speak the language. So, you know, they essentially kept the language alive on their own, but it's not common tongue that people are all capable of speaking it who are Scottish.
Like rebellious to learn it, huh? Maybe that's why you
It
like it.
also makes it like harder to learn though, because you don't have the same kind of resources where like if I were to be learning a different language, I could watch all their TV shows, right?
Yeah,
There's
it doesn't
barely
have
any
of that.
content with the actual language in it.
Hey, Doug, if you have Duolingo, you should learn Gaelic with us. There's a few of us doing it, so it's kind of fun. Doug actually has a gift for learning languages, too.
He does. He's very good at it.
He'll be way better. Ooh, Peggy says spelling is her pet peeve. Okay.
I think too though it's interesting. I was saying to my mom how so I do enjoy reading, but sometimes I struggle to like really get myself invested in it, and I feel like I've really struggled with that because been trying to read more modern literature versus like classical literature. I've always really loved classical literature. I just was obsessed with the book Pride and Prejudice in high school. Like I read that book a lot of times. And so I started reading a classical book, classical piece of literature, and I'm like, oh, this is really interesting and engaging. And I was like, oh, maybe it's just the quality of books that I'm reading.
Oh, I found the other color that we're using today. Yay! Okay, so we've got this and these. So I think we'll dive right in with color. I'm excited to see these corally transformations.
There's this.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not going to paint over
No, it's
that.
fine.
You've seen what happened to this.
I was just
mat.
realizing that I didn't know if we had to clean that. That's why I was saying that slowly. Okay. There you go.
The best that it's going to get.
Just peel it off.
Friendly reminder that the technique is to roll your mat and then just kind of crunch it like this.
Then you can just kind of dust it off.
It should break up some of the pieces in here and loosen them up quite a bit. You'll notice that these edges are now up. It makes it a lot easier to peel off. But it works best for the bigger ones.
And there's a couple of wipes for you. Okay.
All right. So we'll just clean this off some. With our favorite method of using, what are these called again? Clorox disinfectant.
These wipes are, yes, this is what we have.
Usually like the lemon ones better. I think the lemon ones do a little bit better of a job.
That's what we use because when we don't have access to a sink.
Yeah.
Let's get like a little clean spot on there.
Okay.
Welcome for everybody who's watching on either of our platforms. We are broadcasting today. Make sure you're watching closely because we will be doing some experimenting with where we are broadcasting and for which content. So if you don't find us on one platform, you can look on the other and then be watching and make sure you sign up for text reminders because you're always going to get where we're going with that text reminder and with a link to it. So that's a great way to keep track of what platform we're on for the day.
So I'm going to take a bead here. Just going to kind of bend this up so it's not really going anywhere. And I can just have a little grip area. Keep my hands out of the way. I only use 2 colors for this bead. And you can use your silicone brush.
I actually did
a little bit.
do a little tiny green highlight on it too if you look at your bracelet. Later.
Did you touch my stuff?
I
Do you
did.
know that sound? What is that? How does that go?
I don't know.
My stuff is there's some audio like that.
I did.
Messing with my
I did mess
my
with the colors
mojo.
a little bit because This is why. Because I was having a hard time getting it to photograph. It was coming out too bright under the camera.
So we got pale yellow and
Connie, Doug knows
Bright
that. That was his attempt at being funny.
and we can go on and just drip these right on here.
Zoom out a little bit.
You can roll a little bit if you want to.
Ah, so you did the drip effect. Drip and roll and just
And then
heat.
are you under
under-
excess?
I'm having a hard time seeing some of what you're doing.
So I like to go in with a few layers of initial dripping. Make sure to get rid of anything that's like super extra. I'm gonna go through and seal that in. We'll go back in with the pink in a second.
But don't get rid of yourself if you're the thing that's super extra. You're supposed to smile.
It took me a second to process where that was coming from.
Sometimes the jokes land and sometimes they don't.
Guys, I'm really bad with jokes. A lot of times I don't get them, if I'm being honest. Like, it'll take me quite a while to like understand that a joke that somebody's getting at. I've always kind of struggled with that a
I
bit.
don't know. I think you're funny though, and you've got a good sense of humor. But
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah. Ooh.
I'm definitely funny, but I'm very funny to like select people.
Yeah.
You know, like and it takes a specific environment to bring my humor out. I'm very circumstantial humor, and I like proposing preposterous scenarios. And it depends who I'm with. Like, if I'm not gonna like be all funny if it doesn't seem like somebody is really enjoying my humor.
For sure. Peggy's asking if you have been playing any guitar lately because she feels like your nails are too long for that activity.
Correct. Yeah, I didn't really have time to do that like I wanted to, so I just grew them out again. Then you can go in with some other colors. If you want to add a little bit more concentration, I just used my silicone brush and I just added some more in some places.
Peggy says, just stand up when you get a joke. Maybe it will hit you.
Haha.
Did you get that one?
No. I still don't get it.
Here's the question. Did you get or understand Grandpa's jokes? He always told
Story jokes.
Story jokes, not puns.
Yeah, I got his jokes. They were very racist.
What? Which ones was he still telling when that would have been that way? when
I
you
don't
were a kid?
remember. I just know that they're racist.
Was there one that I was like, honey, that's a little bit like, you can't talk about that one. Don't repeat that.
I never repeated Grandpa's jokes,
Okay.
okay? That was never a me issue.
Ugh.
All right.
She said, it'll smack you in the face. Peggy said, I guess you didn't get my humor.
I think I got Uncle Doug's humor.
No, not you. It wasn't you. It was Connie was telling him that he spelled it wrong, and I said he did that on purpose. There's kind of a back and forth in the comments going. If you haven't been watching it, you may have missed it. I don't know. Why would you be like concentrating on your demonstration? I mean, honestly. I feel like you're pretty good at getting sarcasm though, decently, right?
Well, I'm very sarcastic, so
Yeah,
I
so
understand
you understand
sarcasm. But like you have to be very obvious about it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna know that you're being sarcastic if you don't have the right tone.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't use a sarcastic tone, you might think that they're being serious.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will 100% believe that they're being serious. For sure. Since you added green, we're just gonna dab this on here too.
I just the teensiest bit, and I just used like a tiny one of these. You don't have to. I just did it so it would photograph easier. Look at it goes with your top that you did today.
Mm-hmm.
See, they belong together. You guys think I'm being convincing?
That decided to fall.
Oh, I'm glad that we can make you smile, Jean. Oh, you get our humor. I think it wasn't until I was a lot older, like out of high school, that I really realized that I was fairly witty when it came to conversation, because I was a very quiet person before I left for college and etc. Which I'm still decently quiet, but you know, relatively speaking. Actually, I'm going to take one of these and clean up my spilled Dr. Pepper, guys. That way it won't be sticky over here. Multi-purpose Clorox wipes. If you spill your soda all over your work surface, they come in handy. At least I didn't spill it on the laptop. Eek. Okay.
Okay, let me clean this up.
Yeah, so with the live schedules, we are not trying to make things difficult on you when we change formats or where we're publishing. We're just trying to figure out what the best formula is for us to be able to reach new people. So we will try to make that as easy on you as possible and give you as much advance notice as we can when the format will change up a little bit. Peggy, you were terribly quiet too. I find that hard to believe, but you know, it happens to the best of us, right? Are you pulling my leg? Or are you being serious? It's hard to read tone when it's in a text.
Can you move the camera up? It's way too low.
Yep, sure thing. How's that?
That's better.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm wearing this. You didn't change this, right?
I put a little bit of moss on the edges. Just to tone it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not, I keep on saying moss, it's olive green. I'm usually pretty good about remembering the distinctions between colors, but keep saying moss, guys.
Can you go to the car and get me ibuprofen?
Yeah. Yep. It's in the glove box, right?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. I'll go check.
Alright, so we're going to go in and we're going to first do a layer of pale blue, just right over top. Don't worry about there being bubbles or too much product on there. We can always absorb some of it off, and we do really want it to get into the grooves there. And we will, you know, buff and sand this at the end. So I'll just absorb up some of these bubbles. The paper towel, do a little dabbing action. And pull this here and there. And then we're going to cure.
Here you go, girl.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we'll cure this at this point.
So right now the stamping is offered only in this kit, but if we have enough requests, we could launch it in the future. I think it's reasonable enough to produce that we could definitely do that. So remember, if we have exclusive stampings,
Most of the time we can.
yeah, if there's a big demand for it, then we will consider doing it. If you guys are kind of like, that's nice, but I don't need like 100 of them, then we'll pass that by. So a lot of times when we do exclusives, if it's not a vintage element, then we're kind of testing the waters to see, hey, what's the demand for this? Like I think we did that with the fairy, with the big wings, and then everybody was like, I have to have more of these. And so we ended up introducing
Like you said,
that.
I was until I started working for the feds.
Working for the feds, huh? That makes you sound like you're a spy. Or like when you're like, maybe it's prohibition time and you're seeking out all the bootleggers.
I forget that prohibition was a thing.
It's in this, so I watched this kind of really cheesy series that was called The Way Home, and it's about like time travel. This family has a pond that when they jump in it, only their family it works for, only people in their bloodline, it will take them to the past. And so there's this like, it's prohibition time, one of the timelines that they travel to. And so it made me think about like what it was like at that time. And what kind of like crazy mob activity went on with all of that.
Yeah, Italian mafia.
La Capone, right? U.S. EPA. Ooh, that sounds like a rewarding job. Because, you know, some people are like, ooh, the EPA, whatever. But I have seen in my lifetime a gigantic difference in certain cities and how clean they are. And I know that when we used to work with Ranger.
Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, they did a lot in the 70s.
Yes, like especially right then. But we used to work with Ranger. You guys remember we used to co-brand with them and do a lot of things. And
we are adding pale yellow to our pale blue. We're
Awesome.
gonna get a beautiful little
pretty
green color. This is a beautiful combination. We'll add a little bit more blue back in. I just didn't want to waste that puddle.
Yeah, so they told us what they had witnessed in how the rivers and everything that was in the city area on the East Coast, the gigantic difference that it made as well.
Yeah.
So kudos for whatever part you played in cleaning up our great nation.
And then we're going to go in with this color right over top. Add some even more dimension. Get rid of these bubbles.
It's kind of like a celery green or a celadon green that you've got going there. It's a very unique tone.
Can you give me more paper towel? I don't have
Yes, I'm gonna look around here a little bit more for
any. This has got weird on here
scissors.
because I added it too fast when it was warm.
Oh yeah, it will get thicker, right? You
Yeah.
can also sand it.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Or
fine.
actually
This
just
is
wipe
why
it
I
with-
just need
wipe it with
this.
this. I'm just trying to figure out like where our scissors disappeared to. Oh, there they are. In the window for some reason. Because I'm like, I meant to cut you more paper towel squares last time. And I didn't have scissors, so I ended up tearing them. But
Well, that does look good though. So
you're like, well,
normally you'd wait a little bit longer. I'm just trying to get through this cure with you guys. Go in with our sanding, and I'll do the other one in a second, but I do like to get into those details there. The reliefing block. Use our little sanding sponge because it really gets in the grooves there because it has a more flexible shape. But I'm gonna use this one first. If I could find it.
I'll look for you after I finish with these paper towels.
It should be somewhere over here. I used it literally not yesterday, but before that. But things are disappearing.
Yes.
But I will
I
say,
did find the scissors. Woohoo.
I will say,
Paper towel
this
squares.
is much preferable to working in here than in my mom's office.
So bad right now.
I thought I was going to die in there. I was dying.
You had like 2 inches to work on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This gets messy because we don't have the time while we're doing stuff to be clean. If
Yeah.
I'm working on my own projects, after I've cleaned, it doesn't get messy. But when I'm working on live,
Yeah.
it's a whole different beast. It gets messy every single time, without fail. Especially because we have so many
That's like my MO
half-finished
of how I
pieces.
work all the time. Here's one.
Thank you. So we'll just go in, make sure we really get into, that's the wrong side. Get into those little grooves. They're a little bit harder to reach there.
So would you at this point go in with more iridescent so that it just really pops?
No, you can still see it. It's like an
I think
undertone.
it's hard to see on camera, and that's the thing that I was having a hard time showing is like
Oops, sorry
whoops.
guys. So you
or
can see
communicating is just how pretty
you can see the
it
little
is.
variations there.
Oh yeah, at that angle I can really see it.
We'll go in with a little bit of that olive green on the edges. I'm going to wipe off a lot of it onto a paper towel that I put on my brush because it does soak it up, but I want it to be very light so I can just buff that in there a bit. And then we'll cure that. And after I have that cured, I will sand it back down again.
Yeah, I think the actual camera is doing a better job than I could capture when I was taking the photos of your color variation in there.
Also, did you guys like my new nails? Oh, can I have the bead all?
Yes.
Thank you. There's like a little piece of paint in a place that I cannot get.
Yeah, this piece that Ainsley's working on here, a very, very long time ago, we actually used to offer an art medal, but those are long gone. We don't do that finish anymore, but it was really pretty for doing blues on top of and colors like that.
Then use the back for some shine. And there you go. The ultimate.
Oh, so Connie was asking what material you were using. Do you want to show her what those are? Yeah.
This is just a large piece of sandpaper.
It's sanding sponge, right?
Yeah, sanding sponge that is been cut into a small square.
Yeah. And so that is, the link for that is on our Amazon storefront.
And we just finished painting this wave pendant, which is in the necklace that I am currently wearing.
Ooh, Peggy had a cute idea. She said, just need to add a fish head coming up out of the water. Can you imagine like riveting like a cute little fish head on there? Which, you know, Ainsley, she loves fish.
Yeah, I do love fish. They're very weird looking and I love it. I like their quirkiness.
Ah. So we have Monica saying, what are you making, please?
I already answered that.
Oh, what did you say?
I said we just finished painting our pendant.
But what is it for?
And I already said that as well for the necklace that I'm currently wearing. Yeah.
Apparently my ears turn off when I'm doing something else.
Yeah, I think they're always off when we're on live.
I'm too distracted.
To what I'm saying.
I become your dad.
Yes.
He's worse. That's 100% of the time.
Except for I don't deal with that as much, and so I get it more from you than from like he is like 1% of my experience with that, and you are 99.
So Monica is new here, so
Okay.
I think she's wondering, kind of more like what we're doing. Like,
So
what are we doing?
We are a jewelry company. We teach our classes, our like official class.
Do you want to flip to full
format?
screen really quick?
Yeah.
And then
So-
I'll zoom in on what you're wearing because that's the piece.
Today is Friday, and today is our very class format. We have another live that we do. There are some projects, but today is our official class format. We teach design techniques so you can utilize different components and pieces in unique ways. Some of that includes using our paint line to add in different colors and variation onto our brass and metal pieces. And then we also will do some metalworking, lots of hole punching, lots of chain swags, lots of riveting. I'm a big riveter. Hammering, all sorts of different techniques that we like to use in our little, like what we would call our toolkit, like our vintage toolkit that is unique to us and we forget is unique to us because we assume that everybody has these skills, even though it's just like that's our MO because we are metal, and more metal, as you can tell. metal with beads. And so
emphasis on the metal.
Yeah. We do a lot of fun techniques with metal and using them in unique ways. So even a big technique of ours that I would say that is more unique is we have a lot of filigree pieces. We've done filigree wrapping in the past, but also a fan favorite of mine is taking our filigree pieces and cutting them up to use them as multiple components in unique different ways. So we really will kind of dissect a piece and build it into something else that's fun and beautiful.
That's great, Monica. She says, oh, nice. I make beaded and gem, etc. jewelry. So you'll fit in really nicely
you
here.
Will, definitely.
We've got a great group of ladies, mostly ladies, 99% ladies, that watch us and interact. And comments will come into us from Facebook and from YouTube. So if you're noticing, well, where are these comments coming from that I don't see coming in the feed? Those are on one of our other platforms.
Yes.
So, good. Good.
So yeah, this was. Do you want to hand me another piece? This piece. You should have another one, so I can show before or after.
Yes. Yep. I'll grab one of those. We just need to remember to put it back in the stash to go back to
so
HQ.
We like to use our paints, which work really well on metal and natural materials. So I did paint a terracotta bead earlier. It's not good on plastic.
No, it is.
It's not as good, like durability wise.
Yeah, no, as long as you rough it up. If it's textured plastic, it'll work great.
You will see here, sorry, keep going the wrong way. This is what it looked like before, and we just went in and added all that color, and we're reliefing it to remove some of that paint, so we got those details to come back through, so kind of sitting in the grooves there, which is a super fun technique.
Are you showing the
Yes, I am.
Okay. Just because I'm a little delayed. Oh, perfect.
So, yeah, that is kind
awesome.
of our MO. You can take that bag and put it in the bag there.
Okay.
As well as other fun projects, resin projects, faux gems. This is the terracotta bead. It works super well on natural porous. Our paints work super well on natural porous surfaces. And so we just painted this, so it was just a nice plain terracotta, like this color here, before we added some. So we really like to evolve and use our pieces in, unique ways.
Okay. Are you going to do that little seahorse next?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. So for this seahorse, you'll notice I have the little seahorse here. And I do not have the pendant, though, that it's sitting on.
Ah, that's okay. You could just paint it.
So I will show you this under here. So let me take this off.
Peggy says, tell her how to purchase today's pieces.
So on our Friday lives, we have a bunch of either complete kits or inspo kits. Inspo kits is all the main components, so beads and pendants. No findings in that, just to keep costs down. Most of our ladies already have those types of things, so we try to add in there that. So this is the pendant, though, that I am working on. But so our website is vintage.com. If you want to purchase any of those, it's just under the new section. We have lots of amazing individual components and findings, super easy to use. Our natural brass is very easy to manipulate. That's why I mentioned the wrapping earlier, because you can do a lot of cool techniques, which I've done. We have a bunch of these classes all throughout YouTube, so you could go back historically, see some of those projects, or even any like inspo kits or complete kits.
Yeah, so if you go to the kit or the new category, you'll see a lot of things, and if you're like, well, how do I make this? There's a link to an old class in there.
Yes.
So.
And then on top of that, besides my like more traditional tutorial format class, we have our Wednesday warehouse sale, which is our super ultra amazing, crazy discounted ultra deals that our ladies like to shop because it's really good deals. Metal is expensive, and so it's kind of our way to give back to our client base that have been with us for a lot of years, especially our watchers.
And that's kind of a mix between like bulk offerings, and there are some kits, and Corian, who is our other presenter, does a really great job of doing techniques on there as well. But that's a little bit more like product driven, and ours is a little bit more project driven.
So to be able to do this piece though, we do take the back. I just used my washi tape and I filled in these petals a bit, not completely, with resin, cured it. Then I dotted in pale blue, dried it, added in some resin, and then I dotted in some more pale blue to that resin, cured it, and then I peeled it off, flipped it over. I used the more matte side because the tape makes it a more matte effect on the resin. And then I added in my seahorse, which, if you're wondering how I attach this, we did use glue, but in order to attach this, I do like to fill the back because you want to have as much surface area for contact. So we go in with our resin here, just fill it all the way up so that you can increase that contact area. I do like to also sand it a little bit to create like a little bit more grip there. And then you just glue it right on there with some Loctite, or you can do E6000. I know they like that. They also like the liquid Loctite back at the warehouse back in Illinois. It's a little basis for that. And now we just have to show you the wire, I would say. Show you guys how to do the wire. Is there anything else we need to show besides wire, you think, for techniques?
Well, you know, obviously coloring the...
the bracelet.
Yeah, your filigree flowers, how you did those.
Oh, also, sometimes we do giveaways on our lives. So if you are
those
in a live attendance,
those are like, if you go to the warehouse sale, they really
do them. They have a lot more access to stuff there than we have here. Okay, can you get me one of those? Actually, let's do the pink bead this time, since everybody's really interested in that.
Yes.
And
then you'll have one of each, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to explain the bracelet. Because the bracelet is just an ombre effect of, I'll tell you guys in a second. And I do just want to get this mat out of the way because it's really stressing me out.
I'm just going through and adding.
Have you just not brought the other mats back?
I have not.
Okay, that's why.
Yes.
So, I'm currently wearing this bracelet, and I did paint this. Let me back this camera up a little bit so it's in focus.
So I just went through and added pink and blue options.
And so we do pale yellow on the outer edge, then cameo pink, and then bright pink. And we kind of blend them together, cure it. You'll have to do a few layers, and you'll have to go with your paper towel behind the piece to absorb any paint that gets into the little gaps in the filigree. Overall, very easy process. And then this is just pale blue with the pale yellow just dabbed in the center of the sand dollar. Here's the pink. And then the seahorse is simply the bright pink and cameo together.
And then I just did a little tiny bit of moss near his belly, or olive green.
Give myself a generous amount of wire, and we will do our fun piece here.
Welcome back, Avonda.
You just give me a second. Oh my gosh, this is really stressing me out. Can you move all these pieces that are piled up here?
Oh, yeah, just hang on a second. So Monica, we make using resin really, really easy when we do classes on it. So keep on joining us or look back at previous lives and you won't be intimidated by it anymore. We use UV resin, which cures instantly, almost instantly under a UV light. So it does a really, it takes a lot of the guesswork
And
out of what you're doing.
some of our people here, you know, will say that they're not very good at painting, so they'll know all the techniques and projects that are easier than others.
Yep. We try to make everything as easy as possible. We do challenge our watchers sometimes with more challenging projects, but there's always a range within each live that we do. There's some that are easier and some that are more challenging.
So first things first, move this too. We're going to thread our bead right through here. I do need to double check that this is going how I think it's going. Alright. And so we're going to, sorry, I have paint on my hand.
Oh, Peggy's asking about the gauge. Did you already cover that?
This is 16 gauge. It's in the listing. This is included because it is a very intricate part of the piece. Yeah.
Do you want to talk just a little bit about what makes this wire different than your normal 16 gauge? Just it's solid jeweler's brass, so it has a higher copper content. It's going to be a little bit more flexible, and it matches basically like 10 karat gold. The tone is
Can you
the
give
tone
me
is
one
prettier.
of the JR 106? Mm-hmm. And then just close it really quickly.
Is it which?
It's the edge jumper, and that's larger. That we
And is
always
it
use.
in the natural brass?
Yeah. Just close that, please.
Yep. But I can't reach.
I put them right there for you. And so I'm going to thread that on in a second here. It's going to be easier for me to put it on right now versus later. I did put it on later, but I'm making your life easier by telling you to do it right now. So you can think about it. So we just thread this guy on here. And then I'm going to start to bend my piece up. Bend my wire up as much as possible. We can kind of bend this guy a bit too so that we can create some tension to be working with. And I'm going to start to pinch this down as much as possible. We're trying to get it as flush to the bead as we possibly can. You can go in with your tools here, which I find very helpful to do. Sometimes I do like to leverage against the table a bit to be able to get my piece more flush. So I'm just pressing in that wire into my piece as much as I can. And I do want to pinch right in here. And I'm going to start to pull this a little bit more forward here, just at the top, and we're going to continue to try and get this more and more flush. Sorry, it's a little bit harder to work underneath the camera. My wire starts to get in the way. And to pinch this. this again. Really get this in here. And you're gonna notice this is starting to take the form of that edge here. We're just gonna go in a little bit right in here. A little bit more. And then I'm gonna pull him down. And we're gonna go in with our very first swirl. And this is that first swirl we'll be working on. And I do just like to freehand these. So just give me 1 second to grab my tool. I'm gonna push this, push that down a little bit. And I'm going to use my round nose. Let me try and find the way that's easiest for you guys to see. I'm gonna kind of pull this out a little bit and then hold in a place where I feel like it's gonna help me get it to where I want it to be. So I'm just starting to pull this up and make that shape there. Now I have that started. We're gonna grab in another spot and we're gonna do the same thing. Sometimes I like to use my pliers to do it as well. But the round nose ultimately is going to give you a smoother, rounder line, which is more optimal. And then you're holding it in places where you don't really want it to be moving from. And so we're doing the same thing. We're just continuing on our way. And the closer you can work to the body, your body personally, the easier it is going to be. Because I promise you, I find it a whole lot easier. And this is a little bit faster of a process if you can be doing that. I do like to kind of pinch these down a bit. And I'm going to start moving this around to fix any of my weirdness going on here. I wouldn't really have this normally if I was working close to my body. But since I'm having to work from so far away, it's a little bit harder. To work with. So I'm going to clip here for now. And then I'm going to start shaping a little bit. Pinch this edge in. And kind of mess with my shape a bit. And then we have our first little swirl going. And then from here, we're going to do our other one. But first we're gonna make our loop. I made a pretty generous sized loop. So I'm just gonna grab my pliers here, round nose pliers, and we're gonna make our loop here. Wrap around. And make sure that's as centered as possible. And then I like to grip it. And I'm gonna pull this back a little bit and show it at an angle because otherwise I'm gonna be running into things. Can you take these out of the way? They're gonna get in my way.
These
Pinks? Yeah. I would normally be working like over here with something like this instead of with a table in the way, just so I'm not running into things. But we're just gonna start doing our swirl, and we're gonna try and pull that in as tightly as possible. It does go over top of this little wire piece that we have coming around here. And we just keep wrapping around and around. And then we are going to come back in here at this point, now that we have that, and we're gonna go and make our other swirl. Gonna pull this up a little bit, shape it, making that little round slight overlap. Start to push it down. Sometimes I find using, the table to get it pushed down will help it get a lot more flush. And then from here, I'm gonna start doing my other swirl. I'm gonna grab and start to pull. Push it down a bit as you work. Grab in another place, pull.
Honestly, I don't think you could use a jig on this one anyway because you're wrapping around the bead.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what, this has to be done freehand.
Yeah.
Such a fun concept. I love it.
And as I said before, it is a lot easier to get your swirl properly when you're working close to yourself. So I'm just going to cut here. And I'm gonna start shaping this. I actually normally don't have to do this shaping step, but because I'm working far away from myself, I have to go in and be able to fix where I have a little bit more visibility, which I lack otherwise.
So Monica, I'm just, Ainsley did talk about what gauge wire she's using. This is 16, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is 16. But you might have heard that already. Sometimes we don't see the comments right away, but we had people on both platforms asking for that information. So great minds think alike.
Trim off a little bit more here.
What a great use for these unique beads.
Overall, you can mess with that shape until you like it. I would make this a little smaller than I have it currently if I work towards my body a little bit more. Just a little trick to do that far away and show you guys. But you do get the idea there. Overall concept executed.
I don't know, I called that blue, but is it more of a purple, the other
like
color?
A purple blue
Bluish
color shift. That's what
They'll
I call
know.
it.
I mean, just so long as at the warehouse, they know which one to pull for your mix.
Yeah, because the pink is definitely pink, so.
Yes. So by default.
Did you add that variation?
I
to
did,
them?
yeah. And then I put like 4 in stock. We'll just watch the stock, and if like one of them runs out, we have plenty of beads, but it doesn't let you just go like, it's the other things that are limiting, like the pearls and things.
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys one of these little tendrils. Super easy to do.
Oh, your jellyfish tendrils, yeah.
Yeah, this is like the easiest
Mhm.
one to do. Let me put these back on now. All right. So you're gonna make your loop. Made that a little too big. That's fine.
Oops.
A little
They're
too
kinda-
much real estate
They're
there.
kind of made.
But make your loop. I did it perfectly on the other ones. I just haven't done it in a minute. And then from here, you're going to take your pliers and you're going to start bending.
Are you on?
Oh, sorry.
You might want to start over, because I don't know that.
Well, at this point, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. They know how to make a
Okay.
loop. Okay. You're going to start bending back and forth. I just flip my plier like so. And you can straighten it out a bit later. If you want it to be more or uniform, you can. It just depends on how fast you go about it. I'm going to straighten this with my chain nose pliers, just kind of flatten it, get it so it's sitting. And then I'm going to hold this here and I'm going to start going with my swirl. And we'll do our swirl from here. I'm just pulling this guy's edge in as much as possible. I'm gonna pull it up so it's not sitting onto each other completely, because it's gonna make it a lot easier to shape and do what I want to if I do it that way. So you'll notice these are kind of up and up and up. And that's just a momentary thing. Then I'm gonna clip off my excess. Not clip a little bit more than that. And then I'm going to twist a little bit more in this edge here to roll it. Add a little bit more shaping here. And we can press that down flat. We have a cute little tendril. And you can flatten a little bit more with your chain nose if you want to get it sitting.
What is the basic length of these guys? If
I will show you the different lengths. I just did them randomly.
yeah. But if there's like kind of one, it gives them
This
an
is
idea.
6 1/4. The longest.
Are you showing them as you?
No, I'm just telling them that.
Yeah. They might not know what this is. Is it the one that you just made?
No, the one on the actual thing.
I know, but I'm saying similar.
So our longest, sorry, not 6 1/4. This is 6 1/2 centimeters. For
Centimeters?
Yes, centimeters.
Okay.
For this long tendril. Our next tendril is just under 4 centimeters, and our last tendril is just, it's 3 1/4 centimeters. So 6 1/2 over just under 4, and then 3 1/4 centimeters for those guys.
So randomish.
Yeah, they're very random. I
You
did
can kind
not.
of like look at the
I
balance.
just eyeballed it, and
I think
yeah.
that too, that you like if you know the length of one of them, you can make that one and then just adjust the other ones, right?
Yeah.
Like, but you just kind of know what the scale is. And I think if you buy the bundle, which probably now would be a good time to talk about what comes in each of the inspo packs, with like what jewelry pieces are put together
Well, I'm
and
not done
what
with
comes
this.
with it. Oh, what else are you doing?
They have a whole component they haven't seen.
Which is what?
The wire.
Oh, you're gonna demonstrate that one too? Ooh, bonus.
This is probably the most complicated
Oh,
one, I
okay.
would say.
Yeah.
Like, to do.
That's good to know. I was watching you demonstrate here, and I was thinking about how Mad Men your makeup looks today.
I don't know what that is.
It's a
but-
TV show set in the 60s.
Okay.
Late 60s, early 70s.
So first things first, we just start our swirl on one of our sides here. These are nice tight swirls. If you want to, you could work on both of them at the same time. And so we have this swirl going. I'm going to pinch this down and hold it, and I'm just pulling this upper wire back. And then I'm going to start, and I'm going to grab here, and I'm going to start my loop. So I'm going to go the opposite way of the swirl. So the swirl is going this way, and we're going to go that way. And we're going to go up and around. And we're going to come around the back side with that. And we're gonna pull it until it kind of goes a little bit past our swirl here. I like to pinch these down, get them a little bit more flush. Just gonna keep pulling that. Then from here, we're going to do a little bit of an arch to go around and down.
Peggy has a question when you have a second.
And we're just gonna flatten that in a little bit. And then we're gonna bend in a little bit here. Piece is gonna come in, and we're just gonna come a little bit out. Okay. And then we're gonna start to go the opposite direction. Go out here. So that we have a spot to start our other swirl. Oops. Give me 1 second here to, needed a little bit more leverage on that than I was having. And then we're gonna start our last swirl here. Around. And you'll be able to get it a little smoother than I have. Just being able to work a little closer to yourself and take a little bit more time, but I'm just trying to get this shown to you guys, the general process to you guys. And you can clip.
So about how much wire did you start off with?
I've provided them with 12 inches total. I used less than 6.
For this shape?
Yes.
For this one?
Yes.
Yeah, so 12 inches between the two components like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will not need to.
So you started with like a 6-inch section because Peggy was asking.
I started with a less than 6-inch section.
Okay.
I provided more than plenty
Yeah.
so that they're going to be able
like
to cut off.
4 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say probably around 4.
Because she said, what was the beginning length of wire for this cursive S shape? So I think after Ainsley's done creating this, she finishes it out. We'll give you the dimension lengths for a few of the different stopping points so that if you're following along, you can know, well, this is about the right size.
Yeah. I'm just going to pull this, if you're wondering what I'm just going to fix a little bit of this weird kinkiness I have going on here in the wire. Just because of, I wasn't able to do it exactly perfect like I'd be able to if I was working a little bit closer.
And you guys know that you guys know that Ainsley is pickier than most of the rest of us so when she says I wasn't able to get it perfect, she really means like the minutest detail.
But general idea, you can see this is a little bit more flush. This is still really cute as it is. But that's kind of what I'd be fixing in there, is making sure everything's sitting exactly how I'd want it to be.
It's got a really great like organic feel to it.
Yes.
Can you let them know how long that is, and then like
I'll show them the original. This is pretty, I did get it actually pretty close.
Yeah, it was pretty dang close, I think.
Just because I'm looking at it proportionally. This is, let's see.
Honestly, I kind of prefer like the spacing of the second one too.
Roughly
So
3
cool.
centimeters.
About 3 centimeters long, and then how big are like your loops? The top loop.
Is
it like
1/2 centimeter
so
wide?
Okay.
So it would just be where you use in the pliers to make
So
that
like
loop.
5 millimeters.
If you look at my pliers, where I'm doing my loop, you'll have a better reference for where to hold it on
loops.
there for there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you plug this in?
Yes, I will swap this out. You guys, I forgot to charge my phone last night, which I use it for a one of our cameras. I was having all sorts of issues this morning.
So those are the main things. We've demonstrated anything else construction-wise previously, I believe.
We might need to like take your bracelet off and show them kind of like we can just go through the sets under the camera.
I did explain to them that
for
already.
Construction. Just a little bit better, a little bit easier view because I think you showed it with it on, maybe.
Yeah, I'll just give them a couple instruction
and for
details.
people that are have come in later. And I would say with this type of wire work where it's hand formed, don't stress yourself out of getting the exact shape.
So you may have to bend this, you may not. I had to bend it. I have very small wrists, which is why I had to bend it. Just use a, what are they called? Double barrel plier to get that nice curvy edge. Otherwise, if you are working on a larger wrist, you have more surface area, it wasn't very much that I had to bend. You simply go in with 2 jump rings right here, right in the center to connect them. They are oval jump rings that you are using. I did pinch them to give them a little bit more room. So they're a little bit longer and the 2 filigree pieces don't run into each other. I hooked in a jump ring and the sand dollar from behind. And then I did 2, 2, 2, 2, and of our JR20s here on the side, and then looped in a oval jump ring into those, just so it sits nice and flush and it isn't very twisty.
It's not a good thing for some reason.
It's.
Does it look okay on your camera?
It's fine at this spot.
Sure.
And then you just add your chain. So 2, 2, and 1 oval, 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 pinch, JR20 in the back, loop into that sand dollar. Very easy, and I did go over the colors earlier, but it's just the pale yellow, cameo pink, and bright pink, and then pale blue with a little bit of pale yellow in the center of that sand dollar.
Yeah, I really love the way the 2 pinks kind of play off each other, and the yellow, it's very kind of fresh feeling, I feel like.
Yeah, it makes a really beautiful orange color as well when you're mixing that yellow and the cameo.
That's great. So we have Lisa and Kathy who are popping in late. You're going to love this replay because Ainsley did a lot of different wire work. And
we did this earlier. My official one's prettier that I was working nice and far away from my body on.
Both of them. But what I was starting to say earlier is when you're doing organic wire shapes, don't stress yourself out about getting it like exactly like the example or being like perfect.
Kathy said sometimes I get so interested in Ainsley's nails I forgot to watch what she was doing. I just got these done. Yeah. These are so cute. I got these 3D little paws, which I am a very tactile person. So I do like texture on my nails. My brother, Dallin, who he's not here right now, but anytime he'd be like, he's like, ooh, like he's like, they look good, but I don't really don't like texture on nails.
Oh man.
But I love this because I can just like go like
it's
this.
Like a fidget, right?
It's like a little tactile thing. You can use texture as like a soothing method, and I definitely do that. So these are very satisfying little paws to feel, but I thought they were just the most adorable things ever. And I actually, for these nails, I made a collage on Pinterest, and I took different nails from different nail sets, and then I brought her, and then I took like little clippings of each of them, and I put them all together, and I brought her a picture, and she did it.
I feel like that would be a fun like bonus thing for people to learn, like maybe in the group. because, every so often we, in the masterclass group, where, if you're a backstage pass holder, you have that. Every so often we do some like exclusive content. It might be fun to show them how to do a collage on Pinterest.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I'm saying I want to do that so that I can know how to do it.
It's really easy. It's super easy. Sometimes it's a bit annoying. I won't lie, because some of the features aren't perfect.
Yeah,
but you are able to get. Yeah, it is fairly new.
Yeah.
You are able to get a really good idea. At least for me, it works really well for my nail inspiration. And complete sets, obviously, because she just made the entire set.
So do you want to tell them kind of what comes in? We can do this like as the outro, right? You can show it worn the things that come together.
So I actually don't even know what comes together anymore.
Yeah, I can explain it. Do you want to? Are you on full screen now?
I am now.
You are on full screen. So, and I will just bring this up so we can let people know.
Okay. Bracelet.
Yeah. So, we'll start with the Ocean Tide Pool Inspo Sampler, which is your squid, octopus, jellyfish necklace,
Which I'm not currently
which you got to put back on.
So we'll have this necklace and that.
Yeah. So that piece, the beaded bracelet that you're wearing on your other hand, and the big funky earrings that Ainsley is wearing, those all come in one Inspo Sampler bundle. So the Inspo Sampler will have the main focal pieces and all of the beads and crystals. And then because wire was really integral to this particular design, you get a couple feet of this amazing 16 gauge wire as well, since it's such a big part of the focal. And then the second set comes with all of the focals needed to create, and this one is called Anemone Tide Pool.
So it's this main necklace.
Yep.
That bracelet and
then the little ear cuff. Right, so that one comes with basically everything but the pins and jump rings.
Yes,
the ear cuff. But
yeah.
So then all of the charms and all of the focal pieces and all of the beads for these items come in that one. And then of course we have a type. Ooh, I need to change the. If anybody bought that already, you got a good deal. But I need to change the price of the Tide Pool set, because I think somebody forgot to do that when they were making it.
No, you told me you changed the prices.
I didn't. On the Tide Pool's paint set.
Oh, okay.
Whoops, so if you bought that already, woo, you got a deal, right?
I just made it. You told me to make it. I remember to do everything else.
Because it is $31 is the compare at price. So we will make this 28. You would have saved, if you were on top of that, you would have saved a lot. That's funny. Sometimes we notice like prices or things that need to change during the live. Okay, well, I think we are about wrapped up with techniques for today. Be watching for a little bit different format of classes. We might be switching that up a little bit. All good, exciting, fun things, so that we can also work on promotions and things for our website. We are in the middle of doing a fun revamp of the website again, to help people just make it more user-friendly. So we have a company that's helping us with that. So that's a lot of fun. And that's going to free up our time to do some more promotions and fun stuff like that. What you doing? Oh, you're finishing that bead off?
I'm going to use it as a weight in my bracelet.
Oh, that's smart. I actually didn't have to demo it all today, guys.
Yeah, even though you messed with my paint demos.
You could have made me like paint the seahorse.
It would
or
have
something.
been like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Thank you, Monica. We look forward to seeing you here again. We're always live at the same time on Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 Central. It's 11 our time. So Ainsley's like, oh, the other team's back in the Midwest, and so they get an extra hour to prepare.
Can you close that?
Yeah, sure thing. We have a lot of fun here.
That's not close. That's not flush. It's like very crooked.
How's that? It's far away from me.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
I just added a weight to this so that it doesn't fall.
Yeah, so it doesn't move around. So we will say goodbye.
Alrighty, everybody. We are so glad that you came and joined us today. We hope to see you next week, especially if you're new. And join Corian on Wednesday, especially because you can join in on those giveaways if you have an open order and their amazing deals. So just always, we will be here on Monday. Sorry, not Monday. Get that out of your head. Wednesday and Fridays at 12 p.m. Central.
Yeah.
Or 11 a.m.
Yeah, and if you're new
Pacific.
to us, toolaroundvintage.com, because there's a lot of really great things. You can check out the Backstage Pass, which comes with exclusive discounts, and it also comes with, am I like yelling in your ear?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. And master classes and all sorts of fun things. So,
All right, guys. Thank you for joining.